This is Christine V. Bacariza, your lecturer. Here is the first example for analogy number 1. So cup and lip are the given two objects that are related to each other. And bird is provided with the following choices, which are A. Bush, B. Grass, C. Forest, D. Beak. And you have to look for the word or the right answer which bears the same relation as cup and lip are related. So the answer for that is letter D, which is beak. What is the relationship between cup and lip, and why beak is chosen as the right pair for the word bird? So here is the explanation. Cup is used to drink something with the help of lips. Similarly, bird collects grass with the help of beak to make her nest. So I think this is quite understandable. So let's proceed to the next example. We have here the first example for analogy number 2. So we have here the given three words, Sarah, TBSBI, and Palma. So the first pair of words is Sarah and TBSBI. And we have to look for the right pair for the third word, which is Palma. So here are the given choices. We have here letter A, NBQJBO, letter B, RIFJMBO, letter C, QBMNB, and letter D, SBSSZ. So the right answer is letter C, which is QBMNB. Okay, so what is the relationship between Sarah and TBSBI, and why QBMNB is chosen as the right answer or the right pair for the word Palma? So here is the explanation. So take a look on the arrangement of letters in the alphabet. So like for example, for the word Sarah, so what letter in the alphabet it is next to each letter in the word Sarah? So for letter S, we have letter T. And for letter A, it's letter B. For letter R, it is letter S. For letter E, it is letter B. And for letter H, it is letter I. So we do the same in the word Palma. So what letter is next to letter P? It is letter Q. For letter A, it is letter B. For letter L, it is letter M. For letter M, it is letter N. And for letter A again, it's letter B. So that's why QBMNB is chosen as the right pair for the word Palma. Okay, so we have here the second example for analogy number 2. So we have here the first pair of words is block and YOLXPVW. And we have to look for the right pair for the word OZFMXS. So here are the choices. Letter A, debate. Letter B, result. Letter C, they wore. And letter D, launch. So the answer for that is letter D. So here is the explanation. So you have to prepare two alphabets, and let's name it as alphabet 1 and alphabet 2. In alphabet 1, it is the proper arrangement of letters, while alphabet 2, you have to arrange the letters on its opposite direction. You have to start with letter Z. And now you have to look for the letter that is aligned to the first alphabet. Like for example, for the word locked. So what letter in the second alphabet that is aligned to letter B? It is letter Y. And for letter L, it is letter O. And for letter O, it is letter L. For letter C, it is letter X. For letter K, it is letter P. For letter E, letter V. And for letter D, it is letter W. So the same process on the word OZFMXS. So for O, the aligned letter is letter L. For letter C, it is letter E. For letter F, it is letter U. For letter M, it is letter N. For letter X, it is letter C. And for letter S, it is letter H. That's why letter D is the right answer. Okay, so here is the example number 3 for analogy number 2. So we have here the first pair is CEDH and HDEC. And we have to look for the right pair for PNRV. So here are the choices. For letter A, it is VRNP. Letter B, RNPV. Letter C, NRVP. And letter D, VNRP. And the right answer is letter A, VRNP. Okay, so in this example, this is quite simple because we can easily interpret the relationship between the first pair, because as you can see, they are quite similar to each other. So here is the explanation. Yes, it is very simple. So you just have to reverse the first word, the CEDH, and you can have the HDEC. So same goes with PNRV, so it is VRNP. So that is simple. Therefore, VRNP is the answer. Okay, so we have here the first example for analogy number 3. So we have here the first pair. 1, 2, 3 or 123 is to 13 squared, or 13 to the power of 2. And you have to look for the pair for 235. So here are the choices. Letter A, 23 squared. Letter B, 35 squared. Letter C, 25 to the third. And letter D, 25 squared. So the answer for that is letter C, which is 25 to the third. So here's the explanation for example number 1. So as 123 is 13 squared, similarly 235 is 25 cubed. So the reason is the middle digit of first term becomes power to the next term. This is quite easy because the answer is already provided. But with a given, we're not sure, but it has the same logic. So you have to be careful in interpreting or in analyzing the relationship between the first term and the second term. And the choices can also be used as your hints for you to find the answer easier. So I hope that you have understood from this example. Okay, so here is the second example for analogy number 3. So we have here the first pair is 16 and 56. And we have to look for the right answer or the right pair for 32. So we have here the choices, letter A, 96, letter B, 112, letter C, 120, letter D, 128. So the answer for this is letter B, which is 112. So here's the explanation for example number 2. So we have here 16 and 56. So it is being simplified to 2 over 7. So the first thing you do is you have to determine the greatest common factor of 16 and 56, and that is 8. So you have to divide both numbers. So 16 divided by 8 is 2, and 56 divided by 8 is 7. So here's another way of solving this by using the least common factor. If ever there's a given wherein they provide large numbers, or if it is not easy for you to determine its greatest common factor. So we have here, let's start with the 16 and 56. As you can see, it is divisible by even numbers. So let's start with 2. So 16 and 56 divide both numbers by 2. So we have here 8 and 28. But still, 8 and 28 is divisible by 2. So we have here 4 and 14. And again, 4 and 14 is divisible by 2. So we have here 2 over 7. So now we have to look for the number paired by the number 32, wherein if it is being simplified, it will arrive also to 2 over 7. So here's the solution for that. So you have to divide 32 by 2 and you get 16. So 16 becomes your greatest common factor. So you have to multiply 16 by 7, and then you'll get 112. So when you check it, you will multiply 16 by 2, it is 32, and then 16 by 7 is 112. So that's it. So I hope that you have understood the explanation for this example. Okay, so the logic in example number 3 is quite different from example number 1 and 2. So let's find out why 52 is chosen as the right pair for the third term, 7. So let's have the explanation. So you have to make an equation wherein the first pair, 4 and 19, by using 4 in an x squared plus 3. So substitute x by 4. So 4 squared is 16 and plus 3 is equal to 19. So let's do the same for the third term, 7. So 7 squared is 49 plus 3 is equals to 52. So I hope that you get the logic here in example number 3. And another example, the fourth example for analogy number 3. So we have here the first pair is 24 and 83. And we have to look for the right pair for 76. So we have here the choices: letter A, 62, letter B, 56, letter C, 42, and letter D, 45. So the right answer is letter C, which is 42. Okay, so the logic here in example number 4 is quite easy, so let's have the explanation. So the logic here is you have to multiply the numbers in the second term. For example, the 83, so you have to multiply 8 and 3 and you will get 24, or the first term. So you have to do the same in the fourth term, which is 76, so you will multiply 7 and 6, so you will get 42. So that's why we have the answer letter C. So I hope that this is quite understandable. So let's proceed for the last example. Okay, so here is the last or the fifth example for analogy number 3. So we have here the first pair is 144 and 10, and we have to look for the right pair for the number 169. So here are the choices: letter A, 14, letter B, 11, letter C, 13, letter D, 12. So the answer for this is letter B, 11. Okay, so what do you observe with the number 144 and 169? So let's find out and let's have an explanation. So let's take the first two terms, 144 and 10. So what will you do with the number 144 to obtain 10? But first, what do you observe with the 144? Yes, it is a perfect square. So to obtain 10, you have to put 144 into a square root symbol. So what is the square root of 144? It is 12. So to obtain 10, you have to diminish 2. So the square root of 144 is 12 minus 2 is equal to 10. So similarly, or you have to do the same process with the number 169. So what is the square root of 169? It is 13, and diminish 2 is equals to 11. So as a conclusion, we made an equation which is square root of x minus 2. So I hope that you have understood the logic in example number 5. Okay, so here is the first example for analogy number 4. So the first pair is letter and word, and we have to look for the right pair of words that has the same relation as the first given pair. So here are the choices: letter A, page and book, letter product and factory. Letter C, club and materials. Letter D, homework and school. So the answer for this is letter A, page and book. Okay, so what is the relationship between letter and word? Why page and book is chosen as the right pair of words that has the same relation as the first given pair? So here is the explanation. So as word is a group of letters, similarly book is a group of papers. So I hope that this is quite understandable. So let's proceed to the next example. Okay, so here is the next example, or example number 2 for analogy number 4. So the first given pair is sunrise and sunset. So here are the choices. Letter A, dawn and twilight. Letter B, noon and midnight. Letter C, morning and night. And letter D, energetic and lazy. So the answer for this is letter C, which is morning and night. Okay, so here is the explanation for this example. So at sunrise, morning begins. Similarly, at sunset, night begins. So among these choices, the best answer for this is morning and night. Okay, so here is the first example for analogy number 5. So here are the given words: apple, grape, and orange. So we have to look for the word that is related to the given words. So here are the choices. We have A, vegetable. Letter B, fruits. Letter C, stems. And letter D, oats. So the answer for that is letter B, fruits. Okay, so this example is quite easy because the given words are quite understandable. So here is the simple explanation for this example. So apple, grape, and orange, all of these are fruits. That's why B is the chosen or the right answer. Okay, so here is the second and last example for analogy number 5. So here are the given words. We have here lock, shut, and fasten. And here are the given choices. Letter A, window. Letter B, door. Letter C, iron. And letter D, block. So the answer for that is letter D. Okay, so here is the explanation for example number 2. So the synonym of lock, shut, and fasten is block. That's why the answer is letter D. Okay, so we have here the first example for analogy number 6. So reading is related to knowledge in the same way as work is related to, and here are the choices. So we have letter A, money. Letter B, employment. Letter C, experience. And letter D, engagement. So the answer for this is experience. Okay, so you have to look for the right word that is related to the word work. that has the same relation as how reading and knowledge is related to each other. So here is the explanation. As knowledge is achieved by reading, in the same way, experience is achieved by work. So that's why letter C is chosen as the right answer. So I hope that you have understood this example. Okay, so we have here the second and last example for analogy number 6. So we have here table is related to wood in the same way as shirt is related to. Here are the choices. Letter A, cotton. Letter B, cloth. Letter C, dress. And letter D, uniform. So the answer for this is letter B, which is cloth. Okay, so here is the explanation for example number 2. So a table is made from wood. In the same way, shirt is made from cloth. So that's why letter A is chosen as the right answer. So again, I hope that you have understood this example.
Okay, so again, this is Christine V. Bacariza, your lecturer for verbal reasoning. So thank you for listening and watching this video. So I hope that you've learned a lot, and I hope that you will be doing good on taking the post test for this subject. So thank you and God bless. Okay, so if you have questions or any clarifications, you are free to message me through my email and through my Facebook account.